Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Scots College Winter Esports Cup Minecraft Survival Games Tournament. And today is the last day of the Scots College Esports Winter Cup, and we're about to get underway with Game 1 of the Survival Games competition. And joining me for commentating will be Charles Sayers and Jack Oliver. How are we doing?
Hi guys, it's great to be here.
Hi Louie, hi Charlie. It's a pleasure to watch some high quality Minecraft, and I can't wait to join you all on this great journey.
And we've begun. It seems like a lot of players opting to loot the middle chest. Of course, all players have a 30-second grace period.
Chuck 49 looks very calm under the high stress of this game. He's hanging out in the middle of the quadrant, and it's quite fascinating to watch.
Following Aussie Ping here, now he's sitting at $1.12 to go forward with the win this afternoon after what we saw in the pre-game lobby. So we'll just stick with him for the moment. But Joel, back to you in the stats room. So what have we seen so far this season?
Look, as a keen viewer of the pre-game, like yourself, I was seeing that Aussie Ping had a noticeable upper hand over the rest of the players. But I'm just seeing a kill. Who was that? That was P Gan. P Gan gets his first kill, and I'm seeing some sort of lethality within his eyes as I get a great look of where he's going. He's gotten himself into an interior building with some spider webs. So we'll keep an eye on him. Back to you, Charles.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And so just for those joining us now, we'll take a look skyward at the map. So we're going with a city setting today, deserted city landscape. We've got a suburban area to the northwest, and then a sort of prison setting to the southeast. And then further west, we've got a CBD, Central Business District. And so we'll currently take you to a conflict that is happening down on Main Street. Can everyone see the screen?
Chuck, you seem to be frozen a bit.
Yeah, what's happened here? There's been some sort of a mishap, and here we are. There's a gentleman with a suit on, and he's stuck in midair in the Central Business District, as we were speaking about. And this is enthralling, really. I really wish I could hear some of the chats inside of the game, including some of these players, because I'm sure they're absolutely on edge here, because this is extremely intense. Aussie Ping's gotten himself in a good position. He's currently trawling through the CBD in the middle of the road. I think he's got absolute confidence in his defensive game, and I do look forward to seeing his reign over some of the inferior opponents. Or will they get the upper hand? Let's keep an eye out on that.
Oh.
Louie, if I were to ask you to get some of your expert knowledge, who do you think's going to get the win today?
Well, obviously, as we've seen as we were watching in the pre-game, Aussie Ping definitely seems to be the favorite. He's kitted out already, iron sword, gold helmet, and everything. So he definitely seems to be the favored player in this competition.
May I ask, who is Aussie Ping an adult? Because he's playing like some sort of a mature-aged player, by the way, that I just see this calm redness within his aura. And
No,
I do wonder
I
how
believe
old
Aussie
Mr. Aussie Ping is.
Is in year 10.
Wow. As we're in this stage of setting up, I'll take you to some of my memories playing Minecraft. I remember my brother watching Minecraft YouTube videos, including the songs from Captain Sparkles. I don't know what he's up to these days, but
I believe he's still making
remember
Minecraft content, so...
Oh, he's still... Oh, wow. So, yeah, I remember his... I won't do a cover of it, but it was I'm pretty sure it was an Usher song that he covered, and it made me just want to play Minecraft, so I bought the game. I was about 8 years old, I think. Yeah, 8. And just built from there, and here I am. Who'd have thought, hey, that this game would be in its peak peak form with the Scots College Esports in 2021 in this most uncertain time, but here we are, all having a good time, all enjoying the pure skill on the Minecraft circuit.
Indeed, and seems well, Mr. Sayers, are you still with us?
Oh yeah, well, boys, I've just had a bit of a technical issue, but we're back. And Joel, just building on what you're saying, I think this is a great time for Scots Esports, and the future has never been brighter for what the college is putting forward in terms of these sort of more diverse competitions. And just want to float the idea out there to the rest of the community that maybe a house point-based event. This is something that I can see the college community really getting behind. I know Dr. Lambert himself is a passionate crafter. And I've seen him spend many an hour on the old survival game server. So I just think that's a great thing to put forward as the college continues to grow in this aspect.
Shouts out Duncan Slater as one of the key pioneers in the college esports culture. We all remember last year he put together an esports competition, and the college just hasn't looked back since then. With the hard work of Simon and Louie and Mr. Howes as well, key advocates for this great tournament that we're watching right now.
And spectating Pagan here, he seems to have gotten himself some diamond armor. He's got diamond helmets and diamond boots, so potentially we could see him once the map closes in. We could see him challenging Aussie Ping for the title, well, for the first round.
I often wonder when these key gladiators are on the tournament right now, such as Pagan. I wonder how they're looking right now. Are they slouched over with ultimate concentration in their eyes, or are they cool, calm, and collected with a somewhat of a upright back as they more focus on how they're going to win, not how they're going to kill the next opponent in somewhat of a grander scale. These pros really do intrigue me in their skills.
Yeah, are they drinking a cup of tea, or do they have a can of Red Bull?
That's a great way to put it, Louie. Wow.
Is there any chance we could get a scoreboard update on where the players are sitting at the moment?
I believe the scoreboard might have actually broken, so we will look into that post round. But Simo there, sorry, not Simo, Aussie Ping here, just harvesting some melon. It doesn't seem like they're quite... The players don't seem to be quite fond of looking for engagements. They're just trying to stay out of sight. Of course, this map is quite big. Oh, and we're seeing an engagement between Aussie Ping and Super King.
What are the coordinates of this outbreak, Louie?
Well, Aussie Ping just got taken down.
Oh! I am absolutely shocked at that sight.
My God!
Aussie Ping goes down. The king is dead. The king is dead, and his armor sits there as he wallows within the grave. Ow. For those watching at home, I'm sure that the tears rolling down. Oh, some people don't like the greatness that we see on our screen.
Indeed, and we're seeing some of the players left in the end game. They've got quite a stacked kit. The Fudge over here with diamond pants, gold armor, and an iron sword. Let's just take a look at how many players we got left. We have the Fudge, we have Super King, we have Hypersound, and I think those three are the only three players left. So that'll be interesting to see if they end up running into each other.
My mouth waters at the thought of the Super Champ versus the King in battle right now, so I can't wait to see this. Charlie, what's been your favourite moment of today's game so far?
I think undeniably what we saw from Super King versus Aussie Ping, just a classic David and Goliath story, is something that I find particularly inspiring about the game. But really, what my mouth too is watering is for the final combat we see in the main arena, and we can see Super King right now returning to the cornucopia, and battle is breaking out between Simo and Super King. If we can get to the center, and Super King has claimed victory. Joel, have you got a visual on that?
I've got a visual on the victorious Super King, but I didn't get to see the battle. I'm truly shocked at what's transpired here. But can you please run me through what happened? Because I'm sure that I think on the stream might not have been a visual of such a battle.
What we saw in the center of the arena was Super King with the classic run forward and jump, jump, jump into the center, and then attack him with his iron sword. To which the other EO53 simply had no answer, and the battle was over in a matter of seconds. And now Super King, almost rather arrogantly, has decided to leave a giant portion of loot on the floor. He must be really swimming in what can only be called victory. Oh, and there's another battle ensuing. Joel, have you got a visual there?
I do have a visual here. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is a four-person.
This is a gangbang, as they call it in the streets.
Indeed, all players left in the arena have been teleported back into the center. And
Here we are. We're in the trees here. This is like the jungles of Vietnam. We're just through the trees, and here we are. And Super King prevails. Super King prevails.
Super King takes down the little Tyrone.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet with a Hypersound up here who's swaying in the treetops. He's using guerrilla tactics and shift. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the shift ability, it keeps your username hidden from the other player so you can sneak about the map. And now this is a crucial technique that we've seen from players of the game before, and used by Hypersound XD to its fullest potential, I believe.
Flow coming through. Seeing a sniper battle between Hypersound and who's that on the other side? Hypersound and Bodes.
But he's in the middle. He's asking for trouble right now, and I sort of respect it, to be honest.
Super King.
Here we are.
Oh,
there's a boat. Oh, Robin Hood's on the trees. Here comes some ranged combat. This is the first sign of ranged combat we've seen all day here in the arena. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
Lightning, an interesting additional technical feature. Louie, can we get any comment on the use of lightning and the purpose behind that?
That is part of the end game mechanics. It's just to spice up the arena and make it more challenging and more distracting for the contestants. That's a feature of the plugin.
You'd hope no one's wearing a metal hat today, because there'd be more chance of being struck by this lightning if Minecraft was scientifically sound. And here we are. Here's some comeback. Bodes and Super King prevails again. Super King prevails. Do we expect any less? The Dark Horse has truly become the king, and that's why his name is the Super King. He's just day after day here in this arena. He just truly shows us why he should be in this Scots College Esports arena.
And Hypersound wrapping around. Is he going to run straight into Super King?
Oh, and he's got the
catch
jump
him
on him.
offside.
Oh, and the game is up.
And Hypersound. Oh, I seem to have phased through the world.
What a contest we saw there for the end of that final game, and deservedly going to Hypersound while Super King was restocking his inventory. It just goes to show you can't take your eyes off the ball for a minute in this arena, otherwise you are in real trouble.
That's the first thing you learn in the School of Hard Knocks, and I am surprised that Super King was so unattentive there. So
Yeah.
well done to Hypersound.
Hypersound pulling off the upset to take out round 1 of the survival games. And we're just going to sort out some technical issues and before resuming for round 2. We'll see if Super King can get revenge and if Aussie Ping can come back from what was a shockingly early exit. And so, we will be back with you momentarily.
For those viewing at home, just looking forward to we're getting some intermissionary music. Jack, if you have anything you want to put on, any requests for the soundboard, just throw them out there. And guys, just put whatever you're thinking in the chat.
I believe it has to be copyright free though, due to streaming on YouTube.
Absolutely, I would expect nothing less. That's
Before intermission music, let's just reflect on what we saw today in that first round, because it'll be hard to get back to it when we've got 4 more rounds of high-level Minecraft. So Charlie, talk me through. Let's go to the Hyper versus Super King battle, or well, not even a battle. It was more of a stealthy attack. What would you when you saw that? What were your emotions and thoughts at that very moment?
In the post-match breakdown, Jack, I really don't have any other words for it other than cataclysmic. When two great forces come together in an arena such as this, you expect some sort of battle. But Super King really just had no idea, and there was undoubtedly that Hyper XD got the jump on him. And I think the use of surprise tactics is something that has served him well, like demonstrated quite clearly through his use of the tunnel system below the map, which is something that I think other players either have not even found or are yet to appreciate the benefit of throughout their time on the map. But really, that's my perspective on the issue, Jack. For your post-match breakdown, I've got two questions for you. Firstly, do we think Super King perhaps deserved the win more there and was cheated in the end? And finally, who do you think is going forward in the next round to win round 2?
Oh well, yeah, that's a very interesting question regarding Super King. Firstly, I think in this day and age, in the modern Minecraft scape, I think you can never deserve a win unless you truly get that last kill like our friend Hyper did. So I think Hyper King deserves. I mean Super King. I think he deserves all the recognition getting right now, but I don't think he deserves a win if he's gonna let his back be taken, just like we saw earlier. I truly think that he'll go back to the drawing board, and we'll see him come back stronger in the TSC Esports competition.
I couldn't say it better myself, Jack. Now, if we have the opportunity, if one of the admins could bring in perhaps a player into the casting box and we can get some feedback from what it's like on the ground out there in that very hostile environment. So if we can, is there any chance we can pull in just at random? I'm thinking Gary T. He looks like a star.
We could potentially bring him into the casting box. Or check with the players.
As we do that, I'd just like to make a interesting and analytical point, because that's what I've been brought in here for my Minecraft analysis. I say the middle sector of this map looks much like the battlefields of the barren Vietnam in the Vietnam War, because as Charlie mentioned previously, the tunnel battles, that's truly relevant to the Vietnam War. And then when I saw the conflict through the trees, I just thought there was some historical grounds to this map. That's truly what makes this such an interesting battle, because there's just all these factors within this map that makes it so good to watch, and I just can't wait for more. And as someone who's been looking into the Vietnam War, I do think the creator of this map, I don't know his or her name, but I'm sure they had the Vietnam battlefield in mind. So that's my analysis.
That's what we call in the game poetry and commentating, ladies and gentlemen.
That's truly flattering. I think we've just hats off to everyone who made this happen, because this is excellent.
And we'll be back into round 2 momentarily. We are just getting ready to start the round. Just sorting out some final technical issues. Please bear with us.
Looks like we'll have to postpone that post-game interview with one of the players to a later round, which is perfectly okay.
Indeed, I don't think we'll be able to get the interviews, unfortunately.
It's been hard in these last few days. We were planning on having this stream at some venues around Sydney, but due to the current COVID crisis, we've had to cancel that. So if you were looking forward to watching this at your favourite restaurant or bar, your family, we do apologise, because we had worked on that with the kind help of Mr. Peter Howes. Wait, may I ask, are we still on, are our voices still on the stream, just with the Scots College Lion logo?
Yes, indeed. And the second game will be
great,
beginning momentarily.
Great.
So we're just going to switch to that real quick. And the
can
game
see some
has
movement.
begun.
And we've started. Here we are.
And there are 25 players left in the arena. It seems, oh well.
Thanks. I hate to alarm everyone, but P Gan has something's happened. I don't know how to describe it. He's truly in a
He's,
world of trouble right now.
yeah, he's in
All it
a...
takes is one little cheeky player to get in there with him and stab his brains out with a diamond sword.
On the ground, we've got Aussie Ping over here, and who's already kitted up with full gold armor and an iron helmet, has already got 1 kill on the board. It's just something we've come to expect from the young player as he makes his way back to the center.
I think Aussie Ping's got something in his eyes this round. I think he's shocked at his own performance of yesteryear. So I really
Super
do.
King and Aussie
Super
Ping
King.
in the
Oh, here
center.
it goes. Oh, here we are. Is this round
To
2?
the Titans. Aussie Ping is away. He's running.
Yes, that's unlike Aussie Ping. I think he truly does understand the power of Super King now.
And Simo
Much
with the upset,
unlike
taking down Hypersound.
Oh, the King is dead. The previous champion has fallen already, only but 2 minutes into the next round.
And Aussie Ping is licking his lips at that prospect of the lethal. Oh, here we go. Oh no.
He looks like he's in real trouble now.
Pegs took down Aussie Ping. And Super King
has
on
got
the
himself stuck
chase.
in the water.
Super King has red in his eyes here, ladies and gentlemen.
And Simo takes down M Fox and Pegs.
Oh, and Aussie Ping is down.
Kills coming through in the chat. Wowee.
Jack, have you got did you get a visual on the Super King v Aussie Ping battle down in the train station?
I did. If there was some way to describe it, it would be like a serial killer seeing his victim unarmed. And that's just how poor old Super Ping, the Ping was truly whacked there. If I had one word, it would be whacked. He got chased through the cave, and the King truly got his feed today. That was violent. The play-by-play. It's hard to describe how immense that was, because the King just looked like he wanted blood there. I don't think he was thinking about the win. I think he was thinking on taking his anger out from his last defeat in the previous game. So that was great to see. Great to see such aggressive play in a entertaining game so far.
And once was Magic here, already on full diamond armor, staying away from the action, trying to get cherry picks. Of course, this could work against him here, because the amount of kills you get will actually affect how many points you get in replacements as well. And Super King on a roll, getting all those kills. And the Fudge up here in an interesting spot.
I don't know what the Fudge is thinking here. I think that's some unusual thought pattern that's brought him there. And quick comment on One Magic. Was that it? One Magic was the name. I'd say that he's in serious trouble if that's the way he's playing. I think he's playing for not much, if you know.
Oh. It would appear my game has crashed. I'll be unable to spectate the action. Will be 1 second. He has been unstuck, actually. We've managed to sort that issue out.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight.
We're back.
We're back. Jinx. Hey, I was depressed in those few minutes would be an understatement, but I'm extremely glad that we've returned, and here we are at the start of the game. Charles, what did you do in that little break?
Well, Jack, I can only say that there was a hole in my heart the size of a planet during the time where we couldn't watch the Minecraft stream. So I tuned into some copyright-free jazz music and made myself a cup of tea. But I can only say that thank God we're back. And what about you, Jack?
Yes, I performed some similar activities. I kicked my feet up, turned on my phone to text all of the viewers. We will be back shortly via the YouTube chat, so I hope that they are returning back in droves, as this short break has given them some clarity in being able to view some more Minecraft. And here we are, Super King is back. I'm seeing an absolute sprint down the field as he's got red in his eyes. I do not know who he's chasing, but I cannot wait to see what happens here. Super King's back. As long as Super King's back, I'm happy. So, I've forgotten completely about the technical issues of previous, and now we're back watching Super King do his thing.
An
As a
Aussie
fun
thing.
tactic, the Super King is chasing down little Tyrone, who is currently only kitted up with leather boots, which, for those who are unfamiliar with the game, is the lowest quality armor available. Meanwhile, Super King has got his chainmail set, so things are not looking good for little Tyrone, but the battle has ensued. I don't know if you've got a visual on this, Jack, but it is ground.
I'm seeing Little Tyrone is in big trouble, so I'm very confused. Oh, and Little Tyrone has complained of hacking in the chat, and that's a big moment. But I think
There's a
he just
big claim.
he wasn't even looking at me, he says. Wow.
Mm.
Well, this
bet-
just adds another dimension of drama to the game, and I'm sure people will start to tune into this little verbal assault against Super King, as are we seeing some treason against the Super King?
Just when I think it couldn't get any more exciting, what we've seen is an allegation of cheating against one of the game's premier players. Now, this is really an unprecedented event for such a healthy competition that is Scott's Minecraft.
It goes against everything we learn as we brief ourselves for the Minecraft esports. So I'm truly shocked.
Yeah, the admins will definitely take a look at that.
Yes, we will. Do not worry about that. We currently tracing Super King, but let's take a look at some of our other players. So, Louie, who have you got on screen right now?
I've got Simo here, who just appears to be looting the houses. Yeah, he's not really looking for any engagement.
Exactly, it's not pretty. So you may be asking, why do we keep putting our focus to players like Super King? But the fans want blood. The YouTube viewers, they want to see the battles. I don't think they care about the esports map real estate. I think they care about the blood. But we can always assure you that in the background, there's these other plans going on that can get these other sorts of players, the ones that aren't so pretty on the eyes, a victory today. So that's the deep complexities within Minecraft,
And of course,
I'm enjoying it.
Right now there are 15 players remaining, and we're following Dark Spino just wandering around the map, trying to perhaps look for some kills. He's going to find himself into the labyrinth, make his way down the underground. Of course, we've seen many kills occur underground.
Jack, and I just want to go and further what you're saying. For those of viewers who have seen the real Hunger Games, which is a popular film, we've seen that, and also a book series. In fact, one of the key strategies is actually just to wait and hide. And so we've seen some players like Dark Spino here that we are currently viewing who have adopted such a tactic and have employed it to great effect, I think, throughout the series.
Oh, and it looks like some action's about to happen. If we look at Quilzy, he's hiding. Simo's just outside the house he's looking at. Once again, making use of the shift mechanic to keep his name tag hidden.
Oh.
This could be pretty dynamic.
It's much like Peter Malark. I see Simo as Peter Malark in the film, if I remember correctly. He disguises himself within the rocks, and here is Simo disguising himself within the labyrinth. So let's see how this pans out.
Update on the Quilzy battle. We've currently got Quilzy hanging in the roof behind some leaves. So if his assailant wants to take a quick look, we can just drop those coordinates in the chat, or if that's...
And Quilzy staying hidden. I think it's Simo or someone else in the house next door. Still has no clue that Quilzy is here. And it looks like he's going to make his escape. He's going to make it quick. He's sprinting out next to the river. And there's some killing in the lobbies happening.
May I ask if I would be able to access your screen, as Charlie is getting exactly what I'm getting, and I feel like we'd have some sort of a cross section between the two critical analytical perspectives if I would be able to see a different perspective. If that's not too much of a... There we are. Thank you. So, Charlie, I'm not viewing through your eyes anymore, so I feel like now we can even get into some discourse regarding what's happening, because we've now got multiple perspectives. So here we are.
I think that can only go to further the quality of content that we're producing tonight, Jack, so I completely agree.
And Super King taken out in the chat. Once was Magic with a diamond sword managed to take him out. 14 players remaining.
It's one of the players I was somewhat critiquing on their low energy game style, but here he is taking out Super King, and I'm shocked.
We have the Fudge here making use of the chests in the middle. I believe they would have been refilled at this point, so seeing if we can find anything interesting.
It's an extremely interesting mechanic that we've developed here, Louie, of the restocking of the chests partway through the game. I was unaware of this.
Yeah, of course, it's a feature of this Hunger Games plugin, so that should spice up the game. And of course, Little Tyrone's still salty in the chat and calling hacks. Of course, we will investigate that, but
yeah, Little Tyrone, we're gonna need you to shut up for a second. We've got some bigger issues at hand. We've gone over your problems, and we are looking at it in the background. So could you kindly keep it to yourself at this moment? Thanks, Tyrone. And I'd just like to add on to your point about the restocking of the chests. It's like a magnet for the unfulfilled, and then once these unfulfilled run into the other unfulfilled, it's somewhat of a bombastic battle, because they're both saying I deserve more, and then who really deserves it the most, and that's what we find out in battle.
And a lot of the kills you might be seeing in chat are actually in the lobby. But there's one in the game. Pingable name taken down by Once Was Magic again, seeming to be the dominant player.
Yeah, wow, I'm shocked.
We've seen plenty of upsets. Now, just an update on the first 2 rounds. Due to the technical issues, we've had some difficulty with keeping track of the score, so those 2 rounds will not be counting. However, this round and the next 2 following will count for...
I think our friend
scores.
Double M Fox, who was featured heavily in the YouTube chat, has found his way onto the server, and I can't wait for his support crew to be cheering him on in the chat, and I'm extremely glad to see you, MM Fox. I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly, but I'll just assume it's that, and I look forward to seeing you out on the arena, big fella. So here we go. He's here.
And we have 13 players remaining.
I think Charlie is having some difficulties, as I'm sure he'd have something to add on the Double M Fox. So do await his return. In the meantime, as we wait for some battle, I'll go through some of my other Minecraft memories that I was mentioning before. When I was about 11 years old, I think it was, I built a cobblestone castle, not knowing it was that's not a very, very valued material in the Minecraft world, but I was building one, and it was about 6 stories. I had all sorts of paintings and interior decor in there, and my mischievous big brother went in and deleted it because he was jealous at the artistic integrity of the piece. And since then, I have had a everlasting grudge against those actions. And so when I see cobblestone, I see my childhood diminishing in front of my very eyes.
Dark Spino taken down by its Doge with a stone sword, leaving 12 remaining. Of course, once we get into 10 players, or once the time limit hits 15 minutes, all players will be teleported back into the center.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, closer range engagements.
I just want to express my sympathy for that narrative that you've shared with the team just there. I really think there is nothing worse than pouring your heart and soul into a creation and then having it be destroyed against your will. Really, that does sound like a traumatic life experience that really would shape your relationship with Minecraft, and I can say that it is incredibly brave of you to come back and fight those demons in what is an arena full of cobblestone.
And Simo there, really unfortunate, went for the god chest, but ended up falling in lava and killing himself.
It was truly unfortunate, and thank you, Charlie, for your sympathy. It does help knowing that I've got colleagues and allies in this battle, and I'd just like to express my condolences to Simo. I saw that sorry sight of him on fire, as he had nothing nothing to do other than sit and wallow in everlasting pain as he has now seen the end of his round 3.
We'll take the viewers back to the centre. We've got a pretty dynamic view of once was Magic, who's been camping out in the centre for a while now, I think in anticipation of the battle that is undoubtedly oncoming. So if we can get any word on how close we are to all players coming into the centre, are we near that threshold?
It would seem that we are very close to.
Oh, I am licking my lips. The chops are ready to go. I cannot wait to see what happens in this fight.
Yes, we should be there in a couple of minutes.
I say to Simo, I say this in complete jest. Your name from now on in these next few rounds will be Simmer, due to your poor experience with the fire. So that's just my 2 cents on your matter, as I wait for the oncoming battle of blood and bones in the center of the octagon.
Indeed, as they
Jack,
say,
that's beautiful.
fire hot.
Yes. It's
Nah, I can hear
Doge
this
is preparing
conversation.
himself for battle, getting the ever fiber-filled apple into his guts.
The
As
Lord
he's got his gold
is
armor
taken
on,
out
looking
by
like a pimp.
Shark. Takes down the Lord PSH. And it seems the
As we
players
wait-
are all in the different corners of the map.
I want to see, I think the viewers and certainly myself are sitting in the same box if we want blood. And so if we can get these guys to converge in some sort of convenient setup to see a climactic film, because this round has largely been, with the exception of Super King's occasional bout of fantasticism, this has been a relatively uneventful round, I think. And so the players are just playing more conservative. So if I can just put a word out to all those little crafters currently in the map, just say, let's get going. We're not here. We paid good money to, and you've got a passionate following who have come here to see action and skill. So don't be shy. Show us what you've got.
Precisely.
We've heard from R3, M3, 1R in the chat. Remaining players, make your way towards the centre. It's great to see a response from the admins in response to the demands of the commentary box and the viewing population at large. Bodes, okay. Sleepy stick, give me food. Sorry, we're not at liberty to interact with the contestants at this point in the game. But
Yeah, see, sounding like an absolute charity case. And I also ask, maybe the Scots College Old Boys Union could start their own esports within the Grand Theft Auto 5 esports arena. We get onto that, Mr. Howes, if you're watching. Maybe contact Matt Collett and ask if he would be interested in getting... Oh, and we're in the centre. We'll get back in the centre. Here we are. It has begun. It's well and truly begun.
A lot of ender pearls going around. People just yeeting all over the place.
it's yeeting, that's a technical
word.
term for fast movement. And once the
And
magic...
someone's died, and...
The magic has killed someone, and he's now refueling.
Magic, the once tentative player is an absolute serial killer this morning.
Oh,
this
Pagan
afternoon,
whiffing the
rather,
shot.
depending on what times. Wow, look at it, look
Yeah.
at it. Oh, wow. He's got
Yeah,
some sort
real trouble
of kick
here.
in his heel, and there he goes. Wow, get that man a murder case. He is on fire.
This was magic. Seriously, we may have to replace Simo with the nickname Simo, because once was magic is flaming.
Chasing down its Doge. Oh, it's Doge was
Once
not
was
actually in the game.
magic. Once was magic, mate. You're magic right now, mate. You are truly awe-inspiring. Here we are. Bodes is running his way through the trees as...
Once was magic takes him down. That's 4 kills. At some point, I think, at the 5 kill mark, you earn some sort of counter strike. Is that am I correct in saying that, Jack, or I got my consoles mixed up?
I have no idea, to be honest, Charlie. That's an interesting thought that I do not have much to add on. So we could ask Louie, what would your answer to
I'm
that
resident
question?
expert. At 5 kills, does he unlock the airstrike?
I am not much of a COD gamer, but I believe that would be the case. But it looks like some players.
I think actually, yes, I do. It is coming back to me now. I was a pretty. Sorry for. I think at 3 kills you obtain a UAV, and at 5 kills you get the airstrike. So you're completely right, Charlie.
Jack, for that confirmation. I was a bit worried. I thought I may have been losing it. It's been a long afternoon in the commentary box, but
I like to
Extending
whenever
track
I'm playing
limits.
Call of Duty, and I get a lethal little run. I always obtain the UAV, but I can never get past it. My kill streaks don't get me. And whenever I do get the airstrike, it always seems to accidentally go on top of the houses and not in the outdoor sections where the players get hit by my CIA / KGB / Al Qaeda bombs.
Oh, Grillsy versus Once Was Magic.
Guys, Once Was Magic is magic right now.
Oh no!
Pones again. He runs off into the and he's dropped some potion. I think he's having a midlife crisis and is involved in the narcotics sector of fame, and I really hope that's not true. Once Was Magic, because you're on fire. Keep it going.
It's better aspects of Minecraft stardom, but really it is unavoidable for some players. We hope that Once Was Magic doesn't fall down that path, but at this point it does seem inevitable. He's on the prowl now. He's looking for his.
Exactly. Shark
Shark has a lot of work cut out for him. He needs to.
I hate to alarm you, Shark, but you've got a dog on you. You have got a dog chasing you.
Yeah, the hunter becomes the hunter, the shark and apex predator.
Each 9 is each liter of urine that's coming out of his system right now, as he would be very scared of Once Was Magic, who is licking his lips at the prospect.
Shark is on the run now. He's only kitted up with leather armor, so he knows what fate is in store. I think what he's only doing now is prolonging the inevitable. As we see Shark hide behind a tree, and really, I think it's only fair that we apologise to him for what is about to happen following the onslaught of number 1. What's his name again? What's Magic?
Yeah, Once Was Magic. Once Was Magic. He's in the chat. Can you TP him? Toilet paper? Is that what you're saying? I don't. Yeah, he's saying teleport rather.
Yeah, Once Was Magic kind of annoyed at Shark's sneaky tactics.
Shark's about to get caught in the shark net, dare I say.
The irony of being called a shark, but really being treated more like a sardine, or perhaps
exactly. He's about to go on Magic's pizza as an unusual topping that a sardine is. There he is, and I think we're about to see some shark fin soup if I was at a traditional Chinese restaurant.
Obviously, we only condone the sustainable farming of animals in a non-harmful setting. But,
exactly.
I couldn't agree more, Jack. I think we are about to see an express course in the making of shark fin soup. Once Was Magic really just wants blood. He's running around the arena. A strange tactic considering how much food he must be using to support this lifestyle of running about.
He's truly in fear of Once Was Magic, and I don't blame him one bit. Welcome to Tom B and Lewis to the chat. I don't think I've said hello yet to you guys. I ask who Tom B. Could that be Tom Ball Jr. Tour? But welcome to you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching some high-level Minecraft as Once Was Magic is tearing down the ankles of our friend Shark. And I wonder who's going to be doing the eulogy at Shark's inevitable funeral in Minecraft.
Shark trying to get to hot shots.
Will it be Tyrone, who seemed to be complaining about everything in the game so far? Maybe not.
Just an update on the hacking situation. We are still currently undecided about the status of Super King's fast movement and click speed. We will get back to you once anything further is known. But for the time being, he's locked on. Once Was Magic has found Shark in the trees. It could only be prolonged for so long. But he's chasing him down with a diamond sword here. Shark really out of his depth, and the one throw.
Oh dear, oh you poor fella.
Oh no, he's done it.
Oh. I'm not surprised, in the words of Nate Diaz, I think it was.
And once was magic, taking out round 3, which is technically the first round that counts. So we will update the score sheet as soon as we get the scores in, and we will prepare and go into the second round that counts momentarily. So we will just pause the broadcast there. Jolliver Sayers, would you guys like to keep our guests entertained?
Oh, well, I'm gonna go through the punishment process for Aussie King. Was it? Oh no, the Super King. Is that was the name, wasn't it? Super King. If he has been in fact cheating, we're aware that Mr. Peter Howes will get involved, as he's the head honcho of all this, and he will banish you from future events, and he will give you a detention. And in that detention, you will sit there and think about your actions. And I'm wondering, if he wasn't cheating, does Tyrone get punished for putting such horrific actions on the King's head?
Well, of course,
that's what I wonder. Is Tyrone going to be done for treason in this game?
We shouldn't
which
have
could
to
also be a
punish.
detention.
We shouldn't have to punish.
I think that's an interesting way to look at it, Jack. And but really, is there anything worse than a permanent banishment from all Minecraft games hosted by the school? Because really, if you're banished now in the inaugural session, then you're missing out on what is really a frontier of esports action. And I can really only express how sad that would be for a young player such as Tyrone or Super King to suffer that fate. And I think that is exponentially worse than any form of detention, regardless of how much thinking about their actions and reconciling they have to do. Perhaps in the manner of Prospero, a popular character from Shakespeare's The Tempest, who reconciles his actions. So, yeah, your thoughts on that, Jack?
Yes, that's a great point, because I think at least in a detention, you're still within the grasp of the esports confines, whereas if you're banished, you have nothing to do with this anymore. You don't even have things to think about. You have to just go it on your own. And especially in this COVID environment where the new normal is sitting in front of a computer. And I hope this doesn't go on for a while, but I think esports, it's the new wave. And as we truly look down the barrel of sporting cancellations, I can see many of the first 15 players getting into the esports realm, as a few of them have been telling me that they've been warming up their fingers to get on the sticks or the keyboard. So yes, banishment would truly be a terrible punishment.
Yes, as Brian Smith, the coach of the First 15, was quoted in saying, he said, survival games is the new First 15. And if you're not on board with the wave, then you're going to get swept behind. And I think that is emblematic of the change in culture that we're seeing. Even
and we
at a school
are underway
as
in the second round.
The age-old sport of rugby is undeniably on the way out the door, replaced by the new sleek, lean, and really financially fueled sport of esports.
Exactly, and I'm saying you may notice that Mr. Howes is at the first 15 games, and you see him writing things down on the bench, and I wonder, is he seeing the fingers or the eyes of the players on the field and thinking, damn, he'd be a damn good Valorant or League of Legends player? And that's what I'm wondering right now, and it's an interesting thought, as I probably assume that Mr. Brian Smith is on the call on the broadcast right now, and I ask him, "Are you concerned?" Charlie, are you concerned?
Well, as a passionate watcher and player of the sport of rugby, I can say that initially I was worried. I was scared. Like anyone else, I thought this couldn't possibly direction in which the college is going. But then I thought about it, and I thought, really, rugby is just sport about intensity, about training, about hard work, and about the boys. And all of those things are more than unanimous to the esports community as well. So even though it is a change that maybe we're not all prepared for, I think it's one we should welcome with open arms.
That's too right. That is absolutely too right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we've begun the game, have we? Or is this the lobby?
Yes, we've already had some kills occur.
The lobby.
We've already had some kills occur, actually.
I'm sorry for alarming everyone. We're just still in the lobby. As we As we reflect, I think we've run out of royalty-free music.
The game
so
has
I'm going-
actually begun, and we've actually been partway
Oh,
through.
Christ.
Oh,
Christ,
goodness
we got
me.
too
yeah.
lost in the rugby. Jeez. So here we are. Wow, that is truly unprofessional of both of us as we got lost in the wider aspects of esports. So here we are, we're back into Minecraft. We see a player
so much
crouching
to talk
around the
about.
corner, looking around. Yeah, exactly, and we're looking at Bodes. I think that's
Sneak attack onto
Bodie
M-Fox.
Potros.
He's gonna get
Oh,
the
here we
kill.
go. Bones. Kill. Mm,
Wow,
that
and he
was
just
great.
runs away from the body without a care in the world. Wow, that was
Inhumane.
truly
Even
truly
organising a
brutal.
burial. Wow. Ouch. I can only. God, that must have hurt for oh, but here comes Quilsey in full movement. Oh wow.
Oh, RKO out of nowhere.
From the
What
back,
on
from the
earth?
back.
Out of nowhere
the
is
back,
exactly
stab
how
in
I
the
would put
back.
that, Louie.
You could take that sword right where it hurts, as you have to face what you just did previous. And
That was
here is
nasty.
wow, our Wolf.
It's
He's coming for Magic. Magic, you should be quaking in your boots, young fella. You've got a new kid on the block, and they've got diamond armor. I cannot wait to see a battle here. Will they interact before other forces get them?
I do believe Magic has unfortunately had to forfeit the round. He's left the game. So we will not be
Ask
able to
why.
see that matchup, unfortunately. But I
It's
will
a
still
damn
have 12
shame.
remaining, and Quilsey with a full diamond gear looks set up to take the dub.
I found interesting is that all sorts of different players are finding success in their respective rounds. There's not one dominant champion, and that's truly surprised me.
I just think that's a great aspect of the game, Jack, that the love can be shared through victory amongst the players. And it's not just a one team or one individual dominating the competition.
Precisely. That is truly why we play, isn't it?
Spirit of the game, I agree. This is why I began as a youngster, why I'm imagining these players are so passionate in this day and age.
I ask you as we wait for some combat. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Well, I was a passionate player of Super Mario Bros. Until I too had an incident with a brother who put my DS in a sink, and I was
Gee,
unable. Yeah,
what a villain! What a villainous action that is.
it was. I was unable to recover the device, and so ever since I've just stuck to watching rather than playing because it's simply too traumatic. Which just has enabled me to expand the commentating career, which has been great. But I would love to get back into the saddle. I just don't know if I have the strength to do
We
it.
see Billy Coombe here
I
might
think
spot
you
someone
do.
through the floor. He's going to chase him down. There's a name tag definitely visible. Sneak mechanics coming in. He's not going to pull the trigger.
You're looking at the moment, Louie, who have you got your eye on?
Billy Coombe.
Billy Coombe.
He's going to make his escape. He's not going to engage the other player. Shame on that.
Shame on that indeed. I think if I was to be correct, I think Billy Coombe's favorite video game would be something like Animal Crossing, one without violence and one of ultimate peace, whereas players like Once Was Magic, his favorite game would be some sort of a shoot 'em up like Call of Duty, or even Grand Theft Auto, where you can just massacre the absolute living life out of anyone you see.
Psychopath Simulator, huh?
Yeah, it's a point of controversy that I find very complex, as we see P-Gan is in the trees like some sort of spider monkey. I'll go back to it. A spider monkey is an incredible animal. I was actually at Taronga Zoo over the last few weeks, and we sat at the monkey enclosure for quite a while, and the way they just go through the trees and the way they swing, it's truly underrated within the animal kingdom, because there aren't many other animals that can just swing like those things can.
Swinging like the pendulum of success in this game, you could say, Jack, as we see.
Exactly.
As
And Jacketson's fallen down.
Always found the secret chest.
Oh, gold armor for Jacketson.
secret chest, Louie, could you talk us through that mechanic?
Ah, yes. So, with some Minecraft survival games, there are chests placed all around the map with various quality and amount of loot. some of which are better than others, and that will like weapons and armor, and that will definitely assist the players in achieving a victory royale. And we've placed a couple
Ah,
of them in some very obscure places, such as the borders of the map, and in that awkward corner, some of these chests are higher quality than others, so they'll contain better loot, such as this diamond gear that Jacketson has obtained.
Is a game-changing level of tactics that it can be applied to the modern game that I think some older players may not have even recognized, Louis. And Jacketson is going to look to take advantage of this new game and this new armor that he's been able to acquire, undoubtedly.
now seeing the return of Aussie Ping. I don't know if he's come back into the lobby, but we do remember his heroics in the earlier games, and I hope in round 5 he can come with a dagger in his hand and just wreak havoc, because this game is extremely passive at the moment, which I do appreciate, and I'm sure the viewers at home do as well. But it's do you think we need some sort of a serial killer in the form of Once Was Magic or Aussie Ping to come in there and just wreak havoc? Here we go.
And Joshua Bondi might have spawned under the map or something.
Yeah, that's I'm very confused about what happened just there. We see that Super King's back and he's running around the center, just asking for someone. It's like a matador asking for the ball to run at him, as he would step out of the way and unleash a killing force into that opponent. And I cannot wait to see someone come at the king, because we've seen
Range
how
combat.
hard.
Oh, Quilsey versus Super King now. Have you got a visual on that, Jack?
No, I do not. I'd love to see it.
Oh, and Super King is down, taken by Quilsey in full diamond armor as he retreats into the forest. That was. Can we get a replay on that? Do we have the action?
We do not, unfortunately. The spectating mechanics in Minecraft is a bit primitive, unfortunately. Would you like to describe the battle that went on?
It's okay, Louis. And so to use Jack's words previously, he had red in his eyes, and that couldn't be a more apt description for what we saw from Quilsey, kitted out in full diamond. That's the light blue variety of armor, as he took to the center of the arena, and Super King in a moderately acceptable level of kit, but really just didn't have the presence in the game to stand up against an opponent as strong as Quilsey. And he's retreated into the forest since. And so we've got a big pile of loot lying around the center of the map, but otherwise, that's the only controversy I've seen for the round. So, Jack, if you've got anything to add there.
8 players left.
I think Super King might be a bit fatigued from his earlier efforts in the rounds, and to hear that those rounds didn't matter would have hurt him in a way that he just gains this sense of futility as he thinks, why am I playing anymore? And that's, I sort of noticed that in the way that you described that battle, as the Super King of old would have jumped around with his sword and just swung until he saw blood. And it sounds like he truly wasn't doing much of that in his last battle. But hopefully in round 5 he can be rested and can be ready for some young meat to chew on.
And Sleepistic stuck in this vine structure thing. He's struggling a little bit. It's very unfortunate.
We hate to see when players get stuck in the vine tunnel. I agree, Louis. It's a more disappointing way to go. But it looks like Sleepistic is freed himself and looking to gain some sort of advantage on his competitors by using the high vantage point.
Oh, he's fallen. He's fallen.
Has our doofus of the day been P. Gann stuck in the glass in the starting arena? Is that our doofus of the day?
I don't know. Simo burning himself to death in the lava is also a contender.
Yeah. I haven't seen the simmer since that incident, and I think he has probably crawled away to the land of shame after such a ridiculous action.
Embarrassing display, I agree, Jack. And hard to come back from in a sphere like this where everything is being recorded and can be played back to your embarrassment.
Exactly.
Happens to the best of us.
That's the interesting thing about esports. Your every footprint is written somewhere in code which can be traced. And I think if I was speaking in code language when Simo first set himself on fire, I'd say that's my doofus of the day.
We'll have to present that award formally at the end unless we see something really doofus-like to take the cake.
Exactly. Unless someone spontaneously combusts in the way that Simmer did. Say it's difficult to crown a new champ. Speaking of crowning new champs, will we see the New South Wales Blues get over against the Queensland Maroons tonight in the State of Origin? As this is somewhat of a feeder into that ultimate sports arena. Here we are in two great arenas. We've got the esports and then the dying. So that's an interesting point, that here's the new and then the old. You know, you can go at night when everyone's asleep.
Of
Jack,
course.
and what I've heard from my contacts personally, at least in the NRL scene, is that
Jacketson going to catch out Pagan.
Oh, and he's gone. Pagan has been slain. The
Very
runner-up for
sneaky
doofus
attack.
of the day is killed and is put into more shame as Jacketson, which is that a Scandinavian name, may I ask? But following on, he is doing well as after his good chest run from earlier that we saw. What was your previous point regarding rugby league, Sayers? Can we hear that back?
I was just going to say, Jack, that what I've heard, at least in my experience with the NRL community, is that tonight people will be turning their screens from the Scots Minecraft competition to the NRL. And so if we can get that transfer of viewers, it really shows the multiplicity of support for Scots Esports and NRL, two sports that are so different and yet so similar, both filled with aggression and passion, but also the kind and nurturing side to both sports, which I think goes underappreciated, especially players like players living in peaceful, like Quilsey.
What a great point.
And of course, rugby players are very well fit for esports. All that training and fitness will translate very well into the world of electronic sports. Of course, the mental tactics as well.
When I read the resume for the games that were happening on the esports, I was somewhat disappointed that F1 2020 wasn't on the register, as I am quite a god on the circuit of the F1 2020 video game. So may I ask that next year, could my commentary translate into gameplay of the F1 2021 game, which will be
the other players that are also significantly more exposed due to the nature of standing.
I wonder what that apple in his hand was doing. Is that because Jacketson is a doctor and he's trying to repel him? Comedy aside, I think it is an unusual tactic to be sitting around in the trees, as you're really not getting much done, and all it takes is a bow and arrow to put your lights out. So let's see how that goes. Quilsey is crouching around in the... It's like, I think he thinks it's the Assassin's Creed esports tournament, but I hate to alarm you, Quilsey, but it's Minecraft, where you stand up.
Quilsey v. Jacketson. Fight is bunking out in the center now.
That range, that's the range battle. I'm seeing thrown objects. Ow.
What a dodge from Quilsey.
Significant health damage already.
We see Quilsey try to get up into the tree. That is truly an unusual tactic.
Got stuck on the vines,
and we're into close quarters combat. Close quarters combat, and it prevails. Quilsey goes down. He just wasn't up for it, was he?
Oh, but it's Doge. Not giving Jacketson any time. And it's Doge wins round 2. I'm going to fall through the world.
It's Doge. What a surprise. I never would have suspected it's Doge to prevail in that. Wow.
It was the dark horse, I agree, Jack, but you can't ever get complacent as a viewer.
Wow. But are we into the final round now?
Yeah, I believe we are in the final round. That was extremely... Wow. That end was, took us by surprise. We were not expecting,
How is the word I use? Wow,
yeah. It was just battle after battle after battle.
Really.
And we'll be back momentarily as we set up the final round of the game.
After 83 minutes of competitive Minecraft survival games, I just want to get in touch with Jack. Is this the quality that you expected to see when you turned up in the commentary box today? Or have you been disappointed, or have you been pleasantly surprised?
Look, I always do anticipate ultimate skills within the college Minecraft sector. Here I am surprised at just how good it is, and just the mix of playstyles really makes this somewhat of a society in which everyone can win, because you've got all it's a chess battle, and it's scissor paper rock. You just don't know who's going to win here, and that last round really did show me that you can never predict who's going to win, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the absolute skill of these players that I was expecting, yet here they are and they've exceeded my expectations.
It is a beautiful statement, and I think support and congratulations goes out to all the players who have forfeited their time on what is a very busy holiday period to come here and perform in what is really an art as opposed to just a sport.
Precisely. You've nailed that with the art comment. Would we say poetry in motion when we see Doge versus Quilzy and people Simo seeing his life burn away in front of him? It is poetry.
It's big names like that that are going to become household names without doubt in the coming years as esports continues to grow on the vine of college achievement.
Not wait till the esports board at the college gets announced. After careful congregation with Dr. Lambert, myself and peers have heard of an esports board that will be revealed in the coming years. Maybe in the new John Cunningham Student Centre, which should be finished shortly.
There is nothing that would bring me more joy than to see a dedicated esports room in the halls and corridors of the John Cunningham Student Centre to be completed. We're getting, most recent word is 2039. So come back to the college and take a view of what will be an incredible esports room. I no doubt think there'll be at least one, probably two miniature theatres at least.
I expect to bring my grandchildren to the opening of the John Cunningham Student Centre, and I just can't wait.
Me too, Jack. I'm just praying that I will still be around and mining the old diamonds, as they say.
Exactly, yes. I'd like to talk to you about, speaking of diamonds in the future, the RTX ray tracing version of Minecraft. I was watching as in my research for this upcoming tournament. You can get, ray tracing graphics of Minecraft, which does change the game because it takes away from this somewhat simplistic art style and into this beautiful.
And we're about to begin round 3, the third and final round. We will get into the stream momentarily. And the round has begun. We see all the players congregating, trying to get some loot before they set off to the outskirts of the map.
I often wonder on the psyche of the players that just stand around dancing with the devil in the middle of the field, and then you've got others that around out to the trees, out where they can get some refuge in such a hostile environment.
Real contrast between those who are able to brave the starting environment, but made a lot easier by the 30-second grace period, which I think was just pure genius on behalf of the administrative team to create that sort of environment where we can see the highest quality play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want to see a 20-second massacre, do we?
No, I completely agree, Jack. That is very well put.
It seems some of the players have already remembered the locations of some chests and already getting into the good loot.
That's a factor I hadn't appreciated, Louie, that they can use their prior knowledge of the map to improve their ability in further rounds. So there's no changing of chest locations, am I correct?
Yes, but the contents of the chests will be random.
Ah, I see. That is game changing.
Lord Pish taking down Pingable Name to a low HP. He's going to run out of hunger, though. Not able to follow through.
How I'd fare in this environment. I that I would get my proverbial butt kicked, if we're being honest, as I see the absolute skill of these players, and I'd be vehemently called a noob in the game chat if I ever dare set foot in this arena. So I'm glad to be commentating as I see, the absolute hostility and skill of these players as I get scared viewing this.
The age-old gaming slur, the N-word, which we will probably have to refrain from using for the remainder of the.
Yes, it's there often has been much debate over the N word, and I apologise for using it earlier in this gaming scape.
Jack, we all make mistakes, but let's just hope that doesn't crop up in the Twitter feed 30 years from now.
Yes, in the Scots College Esports board has no time for people who use such a slur in the gaming world.
Of course, in the selection for the esports teams, we take sportsmanship and positive communication very seriously, and it is one of the major factors that we take into account when considering players, not just their individual skills. And Super King there, though, showing
does that
skill.
mean Tyrone slipped through the cracks of the selection process?
Well,
because he seemed like a nightmare.
Well, if there is legitimate concern for hacking, then we should not doubt the players. But it appears that his accusations may have been a little bit in the heat of the moment. And Super King burned in lava, as we see in the chat. He's done a Simo.
Doofus of the day.
That is Doofus of the day contender, absolutely.
Yeah. Simo is letting out a sigh of relief as he thinks maybe I won't be the doofus of the day.
That would be. I don't think you could come back to the esports arena with that title hanging over your head. I think that's your career and potentially social life for the rest of your high school time. That is over, I think.
I think he can go over to Brian Smith and say, fine, I'll go play first 15 rugby rather than be in the esports team because I'm not welcome there.
Amen, Jack, amen.
And the arena has started raining.
Yeah, I've heard that the map has been in drought over the recent years, so it's good to see some rain. And I hope for those in the agricultural sector of the Minecraft map, I hope they get the rain that we're experiencing right now.
It's very well put, Jack, and touching to hear such support.
Quick shouts out to my Cosmopolitan College members who, with me, are in complete lockdown as our regional friends over in the country have somewhat of a softer lockdown. They're not quite as tightly restricted as we are. And
I believe the word you're looking for is metropolitan.
Metropolitan. Did I say cosmopolitan? Sorry, not. Yeah.
I think cosmopolitan. I thought the cosmopolitan was correct. I thought that was.
Thank you. I'm gonna with my other laptop that I've got for notes. I'm going to look up cosmopolitan as we wait.
Oh, and a battle in the tunnel is occurring.
More of a multicultural metropolitan. I do apologise. And
it's Doge taking down Hypersound.
Doge, our friend from earlier, is looking down at the victim of his murderous crimes.
The king of the sewers.
The king of that's what my nickname used to be, but now I can
watch out,
take
Ninja
that out
Turtles.
of the real world and say it's Doge. My time that I spend in my free time in the sewers.
And Simo,
quite
careful.
As stinky as they say.
Simo, careful to not fall down the building and kill himself.
Very bold of Simo to be scaling the outside of the wall,
especially after his other actions. I feel like he's asking for doofus of the day. Oh, I thought he fell down.
Oh no, this is high risk from Simo. God, he is. You have to give him credit where credit is due. He's a very bold player, one of the boldest the game's ever seen.
He is. It saddens me to think that we would ever put such a title of Doofus of the Day in when he's still going on like a cowboy. I think we could throw him on the winter slopes at Threadbow and throw him down a mountain and he'd have a good time because this guy takes risks. This guy's cool. I'd like to hang out with this guy one time and see what trouble he gets up to.
I agree, Jack. I think he would be a lot of fun on an afternoon on the town.
Yes, the evening on the town is bedtime for us youngsters,
Yeah, it's
as the older chaps come out to play.
prime time for sleep if you're going to get up the next morning and do a solid thumb workout and perhaps engage in some electronic sport. Is prime bedtime is 8:30. So
That's well
let's
put.
keep that in
Yes.
mind.
Yes.
Louie, I was just
Almost
wondering,
10.
how many players have we got left in this current round of the game?
We currently have 8 players remaining.
8 viewers on the stream right now.
9, now 9 on my screen. And we've oh no, never mind.
At 9 now.
We've had a ban come in due to some unsportsmanlike behavior from the player.
Oh wow.
Of course,
Are we
once
at
again,
liberty to
that?
disclose
Shame and shame.
what behaviour was that? Are we at liberty to know, or is that covert knowledge?
I believe we would like to deal with this internally. Of course,
Absolutely,
we
and
take
we
sportsmanship and competitive integrity very seriously at the college and will not tolerate any disruptive behavior in that respect.
May I ask if someone used the N-word? Is that what we're looking at?
Quite
It couldn't
possibly.
possibly be that. Oh my.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
very disappointing
Oh
and
dear.
totally unacceptable.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. It's really
I
nothing to say. Just hurts to hear. It's disgusting.
Speechless and somewhat inquisitive as to which variant of said word was
It's not the good
was
one.
employed. Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear. Well, we'll leave that to the moderation team, as I do not want to comment on such vile behavior as we watch Quilsey make his way through the trees. And I'm glad the ears of the players right now aren't hearing what's happened in the background of this great stream. So we'll leave that to the moderators and focus on this great clash of Minecraft.
Jacketson, we've just seen him find one of the secret chests with extra good loot. So he is looking kitted and wants to get that final W on the board.
Well, we're seeing a bit of a slow game going on. None of the players really engaging or chasing down each other. Jacketson very cautious navigating the sewers of the map. Of course, this map is extremely well engineered.
A spacious map as well, Louis. I think it really creates an environment where you could go hours, if not even weeks, without seeing another player.
Exactly.
Indeed.
That is, I could see myself living out here if I hit it big in the banking sector, which is what I've been looking at as a profession. As we can see, Simo banking on his life. Oh no, that's Fox banking on his life as he's very close to the edge of the building, which would mean if he fell, he'd die instantly, and he'd slam his desk much like he did when he got caught in the lava.
He would also be a contender for Dervis of the Day.
Oh, and a name
Could
tag,
be.
Fox. Is he going to chase him
can't-
down?
Is appropriate to his name. The fox chases his
It's Doge
prey.
versus Fox. This is the contest that I think the fans have been asking for all afternoon. It's going to be tough. It's Doge in full gold armor. Now, if I'm correct, does full gold give you some sort of speed boost? Because he is going lightning quick as he eats a steak to keep his health bar at the highest level. And he turns and they go into combat.
Oh, the
knocked
trading pieces here.
Oh.
They're trading.
Ow.
And
Ow.
Doge goes down.
Ow.
And Doge goes down. Doge
Ow.
has his neck slit. That spells the end of a great battle.
It's dynamic. And Fox
Spits the gold. He spits the gear of old out as he says, "Get out of my sight," and I'll keep going.
And 6
very
players
interested in
remaining.
Fox's choice of skin is perhaps he's going by the false sense of security approach, going with the cat girl
keep his opponents on the edge of their seat so they don't know what to expect. And I think that is a high-level gameplay tactic that goes beyond actual skill and even using your skin as an implement of tactic. I think that's a powerful strategy and something
What a great analysis, yeah. Catgirl, much like Anne Hathaway, who I've heard you're a big fan of, in Batman the Dark Knight series.
One of my favorite films, Jack. I have to agree. I couldn't fault her portrayal of Batgirl.
Catwoman.
She truly. Oh, Catwoman. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're into battle. I think we're in the center. Am I correct in saying?
There are 5 players left, and the Thunder.
It was a performance by Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. No, that film.
I agree, Jack.
As Michael Caine says to Batman, some men just want to see the world burn. And that's the end of my Michael Caine impression as we wait for battle.
That was not too bad. Can we get some more, Joel?
I think if we can, there's a particular quote. Is it from The Irishman, Jack? I've heard you do a fantastic impression of.
Let me think. The Irishman. I have not heard of such a claim.
Let me just get up the dialogue here, and if we can perhaps reread it in an accent of your choosing, that would be great. But this is just for while the players are searching, we'll provide the viewers some entertainment. So we're looking at going through the shops, fam.
Okay, I'll do it in a Batman Dark Knight, Christian Bale under the mask. Going to the shops, and I'll give you a line of dialogue to do in a Catwoman Anne Hathaway voice. I will say, Batman, you don't know nothing about me or my Catwoman powers.
Jack, I'm not entirely sure that is a direct quote, and I don't want to violate copyright to any extent. So I'll just I'll refrain, and I think we can if we can keep this to a more reasonable level of entertainment, and we're just I don't want to step on any toes here, but I'm just going to stick with Buck Fudge 989 as he traverses the map here. We'll get back to the impersonation segment later in the series tomorrow for our second episode, which me and Jack will be doing independently without Minecraft. It's just a podcast that we have started.
A podcast where we talk about boys' issues and how annoying all this COVID stuff is and that.
Fox spotting the Fudge through the floor, but the Fudge not noticing.
The Fudge is on the run. He's well kitted out, and I think he's heard what we're saying because he has suddenly become much more alert and jumpy.
I believe players have been teleported to the center. Jacketson kills both.
I was wondering where he's gone. Here he is, Dark Fudge. Cheered by Shark 9999.
Fudge be asking, the Fudge have I teleported to? I've found myself in trouble and I've died. Wow, what a battle that was.
The second kill, and here comes Jacketson and Fox. Are these the last 2 players in the game?
Is this the final showdown?
There's one more Quilzy.
Jacketson has been by Quilzy.
Comes from behind again. You don't see him much until these last battles, and the Clutch King is the Clutch. Oh, the Iceman has been slain.
Oh, here comes Jacketson. That was yummy.
One health.
He's gonna get battle now.
Out.
Here comes Fox.
There he is.
Range contact and Jacketson with an Ender Pearl. This is it, and it's
and Jacketson wins.
Wow.
Well, now we've got to count up the scorecards as we find the winner of today's competition.
We will get the score sheet done, and the results will be announced very, very soon. What a game that was. Towards the end, we had some interesting battles.
Well, I think just in this time, should we award Doofus of the Day?
I think, Jack, there's no one better to do it than you, so I think take it away.
Well, it was a huge day for doofuses, and they did a good job not taking away from the integrity of the game because they were just playing extremely well themselves. But I think what we keep coming back to is Simo's doofus level performance in the way that he ovened himself. He put himself in the Dutch oven and sat there and watched himself combust with nothing else to do other than wallow in his failure. So that's our doofus of the day. But he came back, but I feel like you don't really come back from something like that. So well done to Simo for doofus of the day. You played very well, but that one action gave you our award.
Congratulations
Well done
to Simmer.
Simo. And Simo, yes, as we affectionately call you.
And
What's your moment? What's your moment for or snap moment of the day, Charlie?
I think my moment of the day has got to be Quillsy's sneak up kill on the Super King V9. I think when he came out of the bushes, I thought that was a movement symbolic of the way he plays the game. An underappreciated but very effective style that I think if you're willing to play as a bolder player like that, then you deserve the victory. What about you, Jack? Your moment of the day?
Well, I was saying, oh snap, when I saw Super King. You think he got a stock kill against Tyrone, and he carried on with his day. But then Tyrone types in the chat, accusations of cheating. Things of the lowest order in the esports realm. And that got me saying, oh snap. Because if he falsely accuses him, he looks like a doofus and somewhat of a liar. But the Super King, was he a cheat? I don't know yet. That's been going on in the moderation teams behind the scenes. And if he was, Mr. Howes and the disciplinary officers of the college will deal with him. And that's got me saying, oh, snap.
And
Great, Jack. That's
we have the results ready, as well as results from the investigation on Super King. It looks like the admins have taken a look at his plays and have been unable to come up with conclusive evidence to convict of cheating. So that will be.
So Tyrone is a lying move.
He's
You
not
should
lying.
be
He's just
ashamed of
misguided.
yourself.
Potentially a little bit salty about losing.
Could smell the salt. It felt like I had taken a day trip to the ocean, hanging around near Tyrone.
Exactly.
I was not even angry, just disappointed. I think is the way I
I
would put
thought,
it.
if you make such claims, you've got to be pretty sure of what's going on, because that took me out of my seat. And I think it's not my call, but I think Tyrone should be investigated for some of what he did, because he made Super King feel, like some subhuman cheater, but he wasn't, as we've found out.
Agree more, Jack. It's a violent and an angry man who's able to level those sort of accusations. I'm not even gonna get into how angry that makes me.
So yes, I'm shocked. Do we have so?
Yes,
well,
we
I'm
will
seeing-
be getting the results up momentarily. It wasn't as close as it may have seemed, but the results are in. And here are the results. In first place, we have Jacketson on 50 points. Taking out
Jacketson, that was a classy performance.
Yeah, taking out the championship over the 3 rounds. Of course, we saw him very effective with the kills and staying alive in the last 6 or so across all the rounds. Very good performance from him. In second place, we have Quillsy, of course, taking home the win in the second round and getting numerous kills, always ending up with diamond armor. So I think he's found the gold chest hidden around the map. And in third place, we have Super King. Oh, I've just destroyed the sign. But yes, in third place.
May I ask who their real names, if we're allowed to give that out?
I will get the data up momentarily. So, Super King. I'll go in reverse order. Super King is Samuel Franco Romero. Congratulations
Sorry to butt in there,
him.
Louie. I think we've had a slight mix-up on the spreadsheet that I've got. It's actually Fox next to Super King on the scoreboard. Actually, Fox coming in third place with 35 points.
Oh, well, apologies. And in that turn of events, looks like the first place and second place still remains Jacketson and Quilsey. And third place is Fox, who is,
That is a twisty little.
yeah, a bit of a
if I
shocker
were
there. Aiden
very
Murdoch.
angry right now.
Aiden Murdoch is Fox. Congratulations to him. Second place, Quilsey. Not actually on the spreadsheet. Interesting.
Player, perhaps.
Quilty is at the bottom of the spreadsheet there, sorry. Bit of a hectic score keeping there. But it was Quilty in second place with 41 points. Then Jacketson taking home the win on 50 points. Fox in third on 35 points.
So Quilsey, Cooper Simpson, congratulations on second place. And Jackson Durbin. Congratulations to the boys. And thank you everyone for tuning in to the Minecraft survival games. Thank you Charles and Jack Oliver for casting. It was some truly glorious commentating. Again, apologies for all the technical issues which have plagued the stream. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for staying. We have Fortnite later tonight being hosted by Simon. And we hope to see you on that stream later. Thank you everyone.
Just signing